Hello. Today I would like to talk about the Newsweek Media app. Um, the Newsweek Media app is very common for, I know, Android users. I am an Android user. I'm sure it's the Newsweek Media app is available uh, for iPhones as well. Um, I don't think Newsweek is available on television, but is a very instrumental application that I use on my phone, and it has become an article and a media outlet for all of my news. My other news app used to be CNN, but the news break application has grabbing features as such as the red that flashes out. It has the topics outlined in bold black writing, and then underneath it gets right to the point. It has some interesting topics. Most of all, what's interesting about the News Week app is that is pertaining to the location where I'm at, and that makes it important. Of course, we want to know about what's going on all over across the country and over across other countries. But what I find mostly important about the Newsweek app is talking about what's happening in my neck of the woods. And so I originally live in Willacoochee, Georgia. So when I click on the Newsweek app, my city and my state flashes above the application, so I know that the news that I'm getting is related to my area as well as extended areas. So that makes it important to me to know that I'm not just out there reading news that's out, somewhere where I don't, where it doesn't concern me, but I'm reading news where it concerns me. But today, what I want to talk about with the Newsweek app, like I said, it's a lot of great features on that application, and it lets me know about the weather that's going on, and like if tomorrow is going to rain, or even if there's a tropical storm that's rising that may be far off, but it can affect this my area where I'm living at. It can affect my city, and it can affect the my state as well. So I find the Newsweek application very beneficial. I look at it every day. Um, but I can talk about the lows of Newsweek media. I'm not sure whether this is taking place on other media sites, but it is taking place on the Newsweek that I found confidence in reading media app. Um, Concerning the second stimulus check. The Newsweek media app was very accurate with the first stimulus check, and I could bank on it. It was like the media application said, first stimulus check is being mailed out such and such day, and it was. And what I like about the news media app is it gives new news every day, new real time news every day. So I'm finding that when I read the news media app, sometimes they leave some news up for 2 days and it becomes stale. So but the news media app is pretty accurate about keeping update fresh news. But again, back to the second stimulus check. I'm finding that it's not as reliable as were the first stimulus check. I prefer that Newsweek will just say we don't know when, instead of there's something new every day to click on concerning the second stimulus check, and the titles are deceiving. So the titles say second stimulus check coming soon, but when you click into that, it wastes your time and says we don't know. So let me just give you a reference of what I'm saying. So it says second stimulus check update. uh, there is a chance that there will be a second stimulus check, and it should be here by September the 21st. So It's not being deceiving in a way, but it is deceiving because the bold topic should say at the beginning, we don't know, rather than clicking on there and I'm reading halfway through the page just to find out the real news is we don't know. So what that does is causes me to um, want to question whether or not the rest of the news is credible or not. So the news week application is still a great is still a great tool in a lot of things, but it does makes me want to question about personal finances as far as the second stimulus check. Um, the Newsweek application it's an application, a news media outlet that not only talks about politics, it talks about all kind of things that's going on that's around us. And sometimes we can get bored out with just politics, sometimes we can just get bored out with just sports sometimes. So when you click on the news app, we application, which I'm going to send, have a link, of course, and a picture of the Newsweek application. You'll be able to just go down and scroll, and then and pretty much basically decide what you want to read. And some of it, as we know, we do not decide what we want to read. It's a flash up. There's flash up, like just like we sitting and watching the news in our living rooms, on our televisions. We don't decide what we look at. The news flows through the television. So I find that this Newsweek app actually just kind of give you an update of news that it's gotten. It tells about a wreck that happened near me in my city, or in the in the vicinity of a 100-mile radius. And if it's really a devastating wreck or whatever, it talks about it, whether it happened in California or whether it happened in Georgia. Um, that's what the Newsweek break is. It's actually the Newsweek break app, and it's also referred as Newsweek break, or just the news app. But the red coloring is actually, like I said, a gravitation, because it's like an alert. But again, and when you're in the Newsweek app, there's not a if you're not a person that likes to read, there's not a place in the Newsweek app that you can there's live. Um, it is, but it's buried. But and a lot of us, and a lot of times we don't have time to in this day and age, we don't have time if we're not interested enough to to go go through the folders and go through the applications and go through the pages to find live or to find other material. We live in a day and age where our viewing with applications, our viewing with media, is quick, fast, pop, in a hurry. We're in a hurry, even though we may not be in a hurry. We may not be doing absolutely nothing, but if it doesn't gravitate us in 10 seconds, we're uninterested. But I can tell you about the Newsweek app, that it is gravitating, because you can scroll down and you can click on the subjects that you like to read, and you can ignore the subjects that you don't read. But I found myself in this Newsweek app, uh, just basically being gravitated to the second stimulus update. Um, and again, like I said, I've been viewing this second stimulus update since July, and I've been looking at this application every other day. So I've seen reviews, and it actually allows the viewers to give reviews. So I've seen reviews where people are actually getting aggravated, such as myself, because the Newsweek app is saying we know about your second stimulus check, when in fact they don't know, because they've been telling us this ever since July. So that's a little flaw that in the Newsweek app. I love it that we can give the review. I haven't personally gave a review of the Newsweek app, but there are reviews that sound like me. We want to know what's true, what are the facts, not what if and we may and we might and they might and then you click on it and the headline says the decision has been made, and then you click on the writing and says the decision has not been made. So that is a flaw in the Newsweek app. But other than that, it's a great application to have to find out what exactly is going on in your area, what is going on around you. It talks about the crime that's going on. It talks about the weather. It talks about the politics in your area. So give the Newsweek app a try. Thank you.